Sure. So last session, which was 2 months ago, our last session was 12/8, so it's been a little bit. Um, we started out right as we were leaving the orphanage, the Tree Community Orphanage, and we were discussing what we knew about Zeke and the shape changers, and I think we came to the conclusion we don't really know anything. Um, Someone asked if we still had any candy unicorns, and yes, Cassandra does have some left, but not the big one. But we were leaving the orphanage and we head towards X marks the spot, and where there was a spot in an alleyway in the rogues ward that we're heading towards to go investigate. And we sent the guard who was like kind of trailing with us to go get General Denoth and bring him there. So the group met back up, and Cassandra told us about the gnomes. Sorry, and about the gnomes that had died and Galana had brought back. And Tarvik had remembered that Galana has her secrets, but he decided not to share that with the group. It was close to noon as we approached the place in the Rogues Ward. It was a chilly day with the wind howling. The streets were dirty and not taken care of, and it was the rawest part of the city. We see a building with barrels and crates stacked against the wall of the city. Inside the barrels are a mixture of sand and gunpowder, mostly sand. Um, let's see. I found a break in the spillage, indicating that people moving through the area. Um, we we know that these are diluted barrels of gunpowder. That is a safety measure for the city to have these on hand. As they are helpful for preventing flooding and creating other types of barricades, but they are also helpful to light on fire and launch over at enemies that might be trying to invade. But because they are diluted, they only slightly explode. I did not notice any that were empty. Rita casts Detect Magic, and she sees that there's an illusion concealing an opening into the nearby building. It is full of debris, and she walks right in. Made a big arrow on the ground for General Denoth, so he would kind of be able to hopefully find us, and we follow inside. Cassandra found a rat. Rita notices a magical illusion on the floor, disguising footprints. There are footprints and drag marks all around, like people were dragged unconscious through the space. There were small footprints outside, the normal footprints, and drag marks. One adult, the best we can tell, but it is hard to tell whether or not there was any kind of fight or commotion in this area. Rita cast Detect Thoughts and didn't get anything. I cast Levitate on Rita to help her check the floor above. Rita and Tarvik bicker a little bit regarding the ungiven apology and some of the tension between the group. Let's see. We heard the footsteps. Rita used Detect Thoughts, and it was the guard, Celsor, and he was thinking this place is gross, and I hope that he's not mad at me. And then a second set of footsteps thinking this is a shady area and that I'm at high alert. And it was a general. We scare Celsor, the guard, a little bit, and then the general asks about the orphan girl. Rita is upset a little bit and snaps at the general, and he eventually leaves and says to only call when we're actually ready for the seance. He wants Tarvik to cast to scry on Zeke, and he's calling it the seance. And to get a hold of him, we would have to go to Shield Station, and they both left. We determined that conjuration magic was used in the room, which includes like teleportation spells, which such as Dimension Door or others. Let's see. So Cassandra stays in the building and stakes it out. Tarvik takes the ring of jumping and checks the exterior of the wall. He makes a big path looking around there. Rita and Rolen check inside the city, checking in abandoned buildings. An old guy flashes us, but we keep canvassing the area, all within that 500 feet. Cassandra prays the Raven Queen. She says that she is trying her best and that soon, as she finds them, she will kill them all. And her eyes start to bleed black, and she feels the Raven Queen's embrace. Let's see. She feels liquid caressing her face and body as if trying to comfort you. Just so sweet. Just a beautiful image. Rita and Roland finish their check and head back to Cassandra. Let's see. Cassandra gives 10 platinum pieces and asks for 2 rings, asking that they are 50 gold pieces each. We take the platinum, but don't leave to go shopping yet. I do dispel the illusion on the floor. We can see that a body has been dragged back. There are no child footprints in the back. The adult footprints are the only set. The person has been extremely careful not leaving traces of themselves. We do decide to go shopping, and Cassandra gets her rings. We decide we're going to go see Mr. Magic Michaeldune. The DM has offered a hint in exchange for DM inspo, but I don't think any of us had any to give. And we ended the session there.
All right. Anybody have anything else to add?
No, awesome job.
No, it sounded good to me. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we will start today's session. I'm gonna move you guys to the Duros map, where you guys can continue where we left off, where you're kind of in the rogues ward and you may have decided to go someplace or another, but feel free.
Remind me of the plan again.
I think we just encountered kind of a dead end here for a while. Right? It seemed like we can't really make much more progress. We've searched all around and we haven't found anything in particular.
We should go to Bernolder. That's where the bad guys are, and that's where the Scarlet Sash is, and that's where the Underdark is. We have stuff to do. Bernolder. There's nothing to do in Duros.
Don't we? What is the other thing we have to do? Is that closer by?
Didn't the maybe the king or someone else want us to investigate something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go back up.
Yeah. Also, Magic Michaeldune may kill us if we leave the city while a certain owlbear may or may not be living in his tower still.
What did we promise him in exchange for doing that? Don't we have to leave to go get him his plant that he wants, or did we already give him a plant?
No. I was giving him mushrooms, so I think I just have to give him the rest of the mushrooms, and then we'll be good.
We burnt the plant, the lily root. We set it on fire.
There's
and
another
we could
one
maybe
in
get
the
another
Underdark.
one. Yeah, in the other.
Yeah.
We could send to Zalistan and just ask him what's up.
He wasn't in a great spot, I think, the last time, if I remember correctly.
Did we try sending to him?
I thought we did.
You scried on him. I thought he was unconscious though. I think
Not
he was being
Zeke.
turned. Oh, not Zeke. Sorry.
Zalistan, like the necromancer, Alaria's ex-boyfriend. We could just send to him and be like, I'm sorry I broke your window. Where's your where do you take them? Where do you traffic people to? We want to come and break down your house. And we can blackmail him. Because I can say, hey, we'll tell your boss that you're plotting against him, and that's why you let us live. We can try to.
I feel like
that's not a good idea.
Like maybe we hold on to the blackmail until later.
We do that.
I don't know.
I think
if we have the right words to send him.
I think he's not going to be helpful to us. He's not inclined to be helpful. You could try that.
Let us live.
I think so Um, I think that the king wants us to reestablish a food import, and wants us to go to Pond Mother? Or oh dang it, I feel like I have to go find the actual thing somewhere in this. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, keep talking. I'm still looking for this mission that we have to do for the king.
Yeah, I just
I
have
want
the
to say it's
food
in one of
import.
the things over here too. I just can't remember where it
Oh,
is.
there you
There
go.
it
Thank
is.
you. Okay. Um, let's see.
Greenhouse.
Grippy Village, which stocked our food stores. Plagued.
Roland, do you know where
All other-
Gripply Village is? Is it nearby?
It is north towards Older, a bit out of the way, is what I wrote down. It goes towards the Spite of the World, not dissimilar from Marion Vale. So we need to head towards Benolder and give this missive to the Pond Mother.
Okay.
Return with a small shipment of food and word of understanding from the Pond Mother.
Well, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess it's sort of on the way because we're gonna have to. It's gonna take a while to get to Burnholder. It sounds like.
How soon do you think we would be back to return the food?
DM, do I know how long of a travel it is to this place, Grippy Village?
Make a survival check.
Seven.
Your best guess, few days, if you're traveling on foot.
Who's the Pond Mother?
None of it. I wrote from a past session. None of us recognize the Pond Mother.
Mm-hmm.
What type of village is Gripply Village? Is it a human village or is it another, primarily like a halfling or other type of race?
Make a history check.
Better at history. There it goes.
Yes, it is the village of the Gripply. Gripply is a species, so it's non-human, and you know that it's like a fishing village.
Are they fish?
No, they're more, for us humans, they're like frogs.
Frogs. Okay. So the Pond Mother's just probably just the leader of the frog people. Most likely.
Okay.
Determine what has
So-
halted the shipments and remedy it is our task. I feel like we can at least accomplish that part.
Yeah. Maybe we could have one of the Gripply villagers send the food back for us.
Yeah, if we can remedy whatever's been a problem.
Okay.
I mean, we have a month to deal with this Gripply thing. I mean, maybe we should just go to Bernolder.
Well, I think we have to pass through Gripply Village on the way to Bornolder anyways. It might be a little out of the
Right.
way.
Or at least
Fair.
a little close to it. I mean,
Gripply Village is, if you imagine a triangle equilateral with the point at the top of this map of this area, Duras is the left part of the triangle, left bottom part. Bornolder is the right bottom part of the triangle, and Gripply Village would be the top.
Never mind then.
yeah. So that seems like it's out of the way. So
Yeah, not on the way at all. Yeah. I mean, if you think we should just go to Barnolder, I feel like we might be wandering around for a little bit, but
I mean, I'm just not really interested in getting food for the people of Duras. Maybe that's just me, but I feel like they don't deserve it. I don't know.
that's actually really mean.
Yeah, what about Roland's parents and Drayla?
Well, I don't think Roland's
I mean, they
parents.
could
Let's not maybe
like people
let's
that
not
we
use
like
Roland's
should
parents as
just
the benchmark
leave
for who gets food.
Duras, right? Like they should just leave. There's other places they can go to that isn't here, and they'd be better off for it.
Why not
Okay, hang on.
orphans?
Yeah. Also, remember every time we leave, we get attacked by, I don't know, like 15, 16 gloomers, and they just keep growing each time. Imagine how much worse it is for like a pack of like 16 people.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but at the same time, like sooner or later, those gloomers are going to be inside the city, so might as well just take your chances outside. I think.
Well, I told the hingers to leave Paravor, and now they're missing.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is a lead that we of like something's going on at Gripply Village for sure, right? Like something's halting that. So I feel like it might lead us down to, even if we don't really care about reinstating the food shipments, we might care about, figuring out what the necromancers are doing there.
Why do we think the necromancers are doing something there?
Because all the food is stopped. Something's doing
Oh.
something.
Something's doing something. I don't know. Let's not toss necromancers into things quite yet.
Necromancers are responsible for every bad thing that happens in this world. It is now become apparent.
I don't know. I feel like there's a cheese cat and a certain colonel or governor, or I forget what her title is, and there was like that judge lady. They did some bad things.
I would also say there are several gods that are responsible for certain things, but I'm not going to say any of their names.
And also, just like the residents of Duras do some pretty bad stuff too.
Mm-hmm. For instance, one of them came in and yelled at us because apparently we were ruining their son.
Your son?
That's true. Your dad.
Yeah, that was your dad.
Oh,
Cough, cough.
sorry. Sorry. I apologize for that.
No, that's fine. It's been a while.
Turns out he's not my real dad, so, if that helps.
Oh, yeah. I did forget about that as well, so now we're all sad.
Stressful. Did they tell you who your real dad is?
Nope. They did not.
That's okay.
He's
My
my
parents
real
abandoned
dad, right?
me. At least you
Oh,
have
sorry.
like parents. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my parents are dead by now.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tarvik.
Is they just like
It's
that
okay.
age?
They were old. Probably. I mean, I haven't talked to them in like, I don't know, 12 years-ish?
Mm.
So,
You could send to them and find out.
I
you have
could.
that power now.
I feel like, yeah, I don't know. Well, if I get some extra spell slots at the end of the night, maybe I'll send to my parents and see if they're still alive. Actually, I feel like that might be a waste. I'll send to one of my sisters. I forget Tarvik's backstory. Hang on, man. We're going way too deep into lore. I'll send to one of my siblings. Yes, I'll send to one of my sisters and just see if they're alive. Be a great conversation.
Yeah.
I'm sure they miss you. Your sisters.
I don't honestly know. I've been gone for most of their lives anyway.
All right, let's take a vote on next destination. The Gripply Village, the Frog People, or Bornolder.
What are we doing at Bornolder? Just like, are we going straight for the Underdark, or are we doing something else?
I mean, we have a good reason to think that the necromancers are actually there and pulling the strings and orchestrating the war, so we can investigate that. Meet up with the Scarlet Sash as well. I don't think I've gotten to tell them yet that we lost the eye. So
that's not. Oh, that we lost the eye. Yes. It's probably not going to be a fun conversation. Could we maybe convince a certain lieutenant or governor or whatever their rank is now to maybe that we can go and spy as well in Bernolder? Because maybe we can get paid for going there, and that could be slightly better than the free trip to the swamp peoples.
We are not going to get approval to go to Bernolder from
As soon as you
Duroc.
suggest this, Rita's like nose wrinkles and her brow furrows, and she just looks a little disgusted.
Oh, hang on. What if it would mean that we would be taking money away from the government. So, it would be a good thing, probably.
We still haven't gotten our reward from the miners.
Oh, yeah, we
Right?
still need those items. Yeah.
Wait,
So we got to get paid for that. No, we have not gotten paid
I
for those
thought
yet.
you did get paid before the dinner.
We were told we were
were
going to get the items,
items.
but it would need some time.
That was only 2 days ago, so has it been enough time for them to get new items for us?
We could check. Not that far.
Can you remind the DM what items?
I
I
think
think I wrote it
I know
down.
I asked for a bag of holding, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember what everyone else asked for. I don't even think we ever placed it in chat. That's the issue, too.
I'm looking at
What
my.
date was this? Maybe I wrote notes.
I
just don't quite remember.
See.
I put session 77, but I didn't.
Okay. So 77 be the one before. I have 5/5/24 for 77.
Okay. Oh, I
Okay.
have the items.
Okay. I found 2. I'm gonna put it in the chat. We did collect a reward of 1,200 gold pieces as for the lot, a tray of healing potions with 2 greater, 3 common, and for some reason I didn't write down Cassandra's requested night vision goggles.
We also have some platinum to spend.
Yeah,
Make
we
sure
could
we're
go to M&M's, see if we could spend some money. I don't remember. I think I'm almost out of money though. Now, I think I spent money before on some items I needed.
I have 113 platinum if anyone needs it.
Do you have Revivify? Meta.
Oh, yeah, I do have that and diamonds. And I think I don't have a diamond for the big one, but hopefully we can get somewhere in 10 days that we can get one. So
We could get, I have, if Rolen and I each have 100 gold, we could or 100 platinum. That'd be 1,000 gold each.
do we want to lock that's a lot of money to lock away for, like.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Revivify is one thing because it's quick, but if it's the non-quick version, we probably just need to get the money quickly and then move on quickly.
Okay.
Just trying to get my character sheet to load. It's not loading right for whatever reason. Yeah, but we probably should do some shopping and see if we can get the items in the meantime.
I think I'm ready.
Okay.
Rita?
Bernolder, obviously.
Okay. Do you want to make your point for Bernolder since you're the strongest?
Sure. I think as I mentioned before, we know that the necromancers are there because they were. We have intelligence through Cromwell that they're the cause of this war. And they're manipulating it to happen. And also when we were ambushed, well, not really ambushed, but when we, were attacked by the necromancers on our way here, they were with like dwarves that seemed to be part of like soldiers on an expedition. So that's where the necromancers are, and also the Scarlet Sash is there. We should connect up with them, and maybe like we can actually work together and have some good allies.
I like it. Rolen, are you the biggest voter for Gripply Village, or?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
I can give some points for Gripply Village, which would include we would keep Duros as an ally, and we'll probably lose them as an ally if we don't. And there's definitely something to investigate there.
True,
That's
but we
kinda my
don't
only
know that
2
it's
points.
necromancy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Also, if we wait too long to do this, Roland doesn't get to see his family anymore, and he would be upset by that.
Yeah, I mean, they can take care of themselves. I'm not like concerned.
No, yeah, but I think we had the conversation maybe before, like, if we didn't do this within like a month, you would probably get banned from the city.
Mm-hmm.
It is true that my preference would be to keep Duras as an ally, but bluntly, I think our group is more important, and I kind of think, the fate of the world is more important.
I mean, Duras was our ally. There's no ally to keep.
There are definitely things going on here that, like, if they don't think we're friendly, they could shut a lot of doors for us. Not terribly many. I'm not saying it's not worth it, but I don't think that's true. I think right now I've not been exiled and I'm allowed to be here and we're allowed to be here. And if we don't go, if we go to Bernolder, that'll change. And I prefer that to not change, but I'm like willing to sacrifice that for the group.
What is your vote, Roland, then?
I'll vote Bernolder. I do think it is the probably more logical path. What were you two leaning before there were 2 Bernolder votes? Like, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. A Bernolder is fine. I don't think there's any reason not to go there. And if we can maybe get some leads on the cult, that's probably for the best.
And did we have evidence of the necromancers in Bernolder?
I feel like things.
We know there's shady people there from Cromwell's story.
Cromwell, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we tied it to necromancer, so right? Cromwell's story.
I do think we've talked about this maybe a little bit in the past, how like some of Duras's story tends to just blame Bernolder for this, and we're certain that Bernolder's story is just blaming Duras for this. So I'm curious if like there's just like both of them are just blaming each other because they don't know that third party is involved.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's worth looking into at least to see like.
Yeah, I mean, we know that like I forget the one dwarf's name. He was kind of like brainwashed, or just like really taken to propaganda that the people of Bernolder are victims as much as anyone else. Though they may or may not be as awful as the people of Duras. I don't know. This jury's out about that. But it's definitely there's this the guy that, I mean, who remembers Cromwell's story where he was sent out to like save a princess, but then got betrayed and framed for like doing something really bad. Like that guy who framed him is like now the king of Bernolder, and he's in the pockets of the necromancers. Pretty sure that that's what's going down.
Yeah, even if the rest of people don't know, he's definitely an evil guy that's in like with the necromancers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just there's signs, there's evidence here.
We don't have any open
hunt.
leads here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but does that mean you all also vote Bernolder and not Gripply Village? You're kind of the last vote, Cassandra.
Well, I don't have evidence of necromancers at either. I just want to go where the necromancers are. But
You probably have more ties in Bernolder than Gripply Village.
oh.
I do. Can we actually pause for a second though and just like metagaming? Clearly, the DM gave us a lead to go to Gripply Village.
Yeah, no,
there is that element of it.
Jimothy kind of wants to go to Ripley Village, but Rita is never gonna pursue that.
So
maybe we ask about Gripply Village. Maybe we ask.
I'll tell you right now, just because you receive a task doesn't mean I as the DM am guiding you towards it. It just means a NPC in the game is requesting you to do something. It is totally your call whether you choose to do it. That goes for everything. You guys could like fuck off and just go towards Waterdeep and I'll still have something for you guys to do. So don't worry, this is very sandbox open, where you totally have player agency. You don't think about, oh, the DM's trying to hint us towards this way. I think if I want to hint you guys towards something, and you're not doing it, I usually just make a way around it. And then it ends up working out anyway. That's happened already a few times, so don't worry about it.
Fair enough.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you all want to like go now? Do we want to go check on our items? Do we want to go check on owlbear? Like, what do you all think?
I definitely. I mean, I would like the items as well, but I definitely do feel like we're gonna have to take owlbear with us to Bernolder.
Yeah.
Maybe along the way we can find a nice place for owlbear to stay more long term, but.
Rolen, doesn't your sister work at the orphanage?
She does. Yeah.
Could you tell her to stop Drayla from meeting that bad guy?
I think she's a teacher, doesn't necessarily work at the orphanage, but she like the teacher with the students.
She volunteers at the orphanage.
Sure. Meet up with her and ask her to keep an eye out on Drayla.
Mm-hmm. So maybe tomorrow, like at dawn, we can start making our way, and we'll just try to finish up things today.
Yeah.
Let's just maybe do one thing at a time, unless we want to split up. But do you want to?
We can do one thing at a time.
Yeah, there's no rush.
Okay. So let's maybe head towards. Would it be Shield Station or not Shield Station? To get our items.
Your sister probably would be closest at the school in like the Rogues Ward, and then up to Shield Station from there.
There. Yeah. Let's start walking towards. Go find my sister and have a conversation with her.
Okay.
Awesome.
And we head that way.
Okay, so it's around 2 p.m. in the day, roughly, give or take. And you make your way to Ground Peach, which is the school for orphan/underprivileged children where your sister works. So you get to the school and you realize that the school has let out the students already, but you do see your sister when you find her classroom. You're easily able to talk with her. What do you say?
to check in. How I say him. Sister, how fare you?
Oh, I totally forget what voice I used for her. What was it?
Okay. I don't know. Her name's
I know it's Amberlynn.
Amberlynn. She's my backup character, so I don't know. Whatever you want to use for her is fine. Probably roll it similar to Roland's voice.
Yeah, I'll keep it with the family. How do you do, brother? Oh, it's a little surprising to find you here, though.
Why do you say that?
Oh, you don't normally visit me.
I apologize. It's not intentional.
Of course. No love lost. Though you do look a bit worse for wear, and she kind of pats your head to like get your flyaways, but they don't.
They won't squish down. Yeah, they just keep going. Yeah.
Well, what do I owe this wonderful surprise visit?
We've been doing some investigating of the disappearances, and it led us to one of the orphans at Tree Community. Do you know a young girl named Drayla?
Oh, yes. Such a troublesome incident that occurred to her. So sad. She was kidnapped, I think, and she found her way out with someone's help, and then she was brought here, and I think she's a little sad, but she has a spunky spirit.
Do you know who kidnapped her? Is that how she lost her eye?
I don't know the details, dear brother. I think I just know the general circumstances, unfortunately.
Oh, of course. We mostly just wanted to see if you'd be willing to just keep an eye out for her. We believe that she has been meeting with a nefarious person who has been using her to lure victims that have been kidnapped to certain places, and we obviously want her to be safe and that to stop.
Oh my, that's so troubling. What should I do?
I'm gonna look towards Cassandra like what do you want my sister to do? Like, beyond keep an eye out for her?
Well, you're someone we can trust. She
Have
seems
you considered adopting her, sister? Adoption? Ever considered that? Any opinions on the subject?
Dear brother, you wished for me to adopt her?
Feels like something you might want to do in your core.
I would be lying if I said I haven't had the thought, dear brother, but I also struggle internally whether I would be fit for such a role. I could, at any point in time, be whisked away on an adventure.
You can bring her with you. She is very resourceful.
You feel strongly about this, brother.
maybe just
The
foster.
universe deems it.
Foster her.
Perhaps just in the short term. Maybe looking out for her a little bit might be a good thing.
Fostering is a wonderful idea, Cassandra. That would give me an opportunity to just try out the experience, and perhaps it's a symbiotic relationship. She would benefit and I would benefit, and if it's something I might want to do in the long term, I foresee I could do that as well. Fostering's a wonderful idea, Cassandra. How very smart of you to suggest it.
I know my way around orphanages.
I'll do it, brother. You've inspired me today to do so. I have thought of it, so this wouldn't be a spur of the moment decision. No, not at all.
Not at all. I'm so glad the universe faded together in that way. And I think it brings us all a peace to know that she'll be taken care of and someone's watching her. So
I do still live with mother and father, though, so I think I will have
considered
to
moving
ask
out,
them.
getting your own place, something like that, you know.
Maybe somewhere like south?
Oh, like not Duras.
Oh, straight out of the city entirely. So you want me to foster / potentially adopt a young child and move out of the city on my own. All of this big milestone things for the first time right now, all together, all at once. Am I hearing you correctly, brother?
On your spur of the moment visit.
There's a spa just south of the city that you might go to if you want. You can run it. You could run it.
We
if
definitely
you want.
have not had hags there before. It's totally fine.
Right,
There aren't
and
any hags there currently.
traversing me.
We definitely didn't lose one of the hags, and they definitely won't be back there.
And a young girl and me alone traversing towards this non-hag populated spa amongst the turmoil
out of
that's
game.
happening.
Out of game, she is a 10th level cleric. Like, she's fine, okay? Like...
Oh, okay. So she's as high level as Tarvik? Yeah, she'll be fine.
She's my backup character, right? She's fine.
Right. But that's not a good place to raise a kid.
I mean,
And alone, I could be ambushed. There is always a potential.
Maybe stay in Duras for as long as you want. I'm just suggesting to move out of mom and dad's house. I feel like it might be a good thing. Like, you're older than I am, and I'm in my 70s. Like, it's, you're...
But you have to understand, it saves so much money that I can then put into this school. You're very well aware, dear brother, that teachers use their own money to benefit the school and the children.
Such a failing of society.
It is. It's such a shame.
You know, I was actually thinking about this. If only your brother was rich enough that he could afford to, maybe pay for you and this new child to have a nice home somewhere.
You want me to give her our spending money? Because
I'm Tarvik's taking this, of course.
Yeah, isn't there like
you seem to be suggesting a lot of real world changes, and it seems to be affecting only one person.
Like lifestyle expense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I mean,
yeah,
raising
but...
a child is not cheap, as you. Well, I guess you're not aware. It's not cheap.
It's like 2 gold per day.
That's true.
For
Tarvik
comfortable.
would know. Tarvik has raised.
Tarvik would know.
it costs 2 gold per day to raise a child. I feel like
for comfortable lifestyle.
Yeah, for a comfortable lifestyle.
I mean,
would you want her to have less than a comfortable lifestyle?
Yeah, there's modest for 1 gold per day, poor for 2 silver per day, and squalid for 1 silver per day.
I mean, I'll give her 100 platinum, y'all. Out of game, I will do it if you.
Out of character, I'm completely joking, but I was just like, it seems like Roland's suggesting a lot of very expensive or life-changing things.
Yeah. Alright, back in character. If you think Mom and Dad'll go for it, that's fine. You can handle that. That's fine. Whatever you think is best. But yeah, but here's I'm gonna give her 10 platinum.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Just to help,
that's a lot of money.
100 gold.
100
yeah.
gold.
I mean,
on a teacher's salary, that's like almost 2 months.
50 days apparently in a comfortable lifestyle. So 2 months.
Alright, let me mark that down. I will try to persuade mother and father, and if they decide to reject the proposal, then perhaps I will set about to where, unbeknownst to me, but I'll figure it out.
You're a good person.
Oh,
Thank you
dear
so
brother, not a day goes by that we're together that is not so uneventful.
That's fun. Good to know. We talked to her one other time and someone impersonated her, so...
Yeah. Interesting.
You are you, right?
Oh, yeah. Ask her something from childhood.
What do you mean I am me, dear brother?
Well, you were last
Are
time
you
I talked
you?
to you,
And she just kind of like mimics you, like she's teasing you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but you shouldn't believe me just because I say I'm me.
Okay, then I won't. I won't accept the request that you have stated as my brother. No love here, because you are
You
not
shouldn't-
my brother.
You shouldn't disbelieve on the same, disbelief on the same whim is also doesn't make any sense.
Oh, nothing makes sense once you start discussing it, dear brother. What do you want me to do? You are you, you aren't you. I am me, I'm not me. What's next? The ground is not the ground. We're all actually in space.
It might be simpler if
She
we were.
gives you a wet willy.
Dodge out of the way.
No, you can just say dodge.
Acrobatics roll.
Yeah.
Do a dex save.
18.
Do a dex save.
Oh, save. Save, making me save.
Her finger
8.
gets in your ear. She sticks out her tongue. She seems to
Harvick,
be.
is this what
She seems to be
siblings
playful
are
with you.
Well, if you are an impersonator, I find you to be a perfectly capable one. So you can adopt the kid. It'll work out.
She kind of like tosses her head like she's won a prize, like a fake prize, and she's like bowing.
Alright, anything else anyone wanted to ask my sister for a favor?
What else can we change about her life?
Yeah.
Marry someone.
Dye your hair. Yeah.
Yeah. Get a haircut.
Get a haircut. Get a haircut, dye it, and marry someone.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think that's
Also, you
plenty.
should be divorced by the time we get back. Like,
Yeah, there
you
you
know,
go.
get all the really big life changes out of the way.
Right.
Yeah. I was just
There's
gonna
a
have her
bachelor named
keep an
Mr.
eye on her.
Yeah. There's a bachelor named Mr. Magic Michaeldune, if you want to pursue
He
that.
loves owlbears.
Yeah, well, and I feel like your energy might balance him in a good way.
You mean that stuffy wizard of the city? No, thank you, brother.
I don't know, she might be into that. Deep down.
Maybe if he had a personality besides Eeyore.
Yes,
There's something to think about.
he's quite
Yeah.
depressing.
He is.
I've
He is a
I've
little
seen
bit,
him once in a public forum. Not my cup of tea.
He has an owlbear.
Oh. Maybe he is my cup of tea.
Okay, we're gonna walk away now, unless anyone else has anything serious.
I'm good.
Okay.
I can't believe
Love
that
you.
worked.
Mm-hmm.
Love you too.
And so easily.
Where are we going next?
Well, I think we're going to Shield House
Shield
now,
House?
right?
Yeah.
House, yeah.
Alright, I'll move your token. So you guys go to Shield House.
You guys can go ahead. I'll meet you somewhere else. I'm gonna go to Eged's. Eged,
Why are you?
I mean, I don't want to.
Because you feel like you're gonna get arrested again.
No, I just don't want to. But like Eged, you guys might not remember this. I think I went there by myself when we were the first time we were in Duros, and we had all these like bounties and things, and notice boards and wanted ads and stuff. Eged had something about going to Vermilion and dealing with that thing. And now that we've done that, I think it would just be nice to give him some closure and let him know that we were there and what happened. So I can do that while you guys. I just don't want to go to Shield House.
Wait, let me give you my sending stone.
Okay.
And you can send to Rolen without using your spells.
Well, thank you.
Where did we get this sending stone?
I bought it at Pip's.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
We could,
Yeah.
When we go to Shield House and find one.
we could just like plan to meet at the market afterward. That's where I'll head. Like, because we're heading out after that, right? Or maybe at Michaeldune's.
No, I mean that's not until tomorrow. We need to go to
owlbears.
M&M's to buy things.
I don't want to go to M&M's either.
And then probably Roland, you need to say goodbye to your parents again. Well, your mom and the man.
Probably. All right, let's. All right, okay. Let's we're gonna stop by Shield House, and then we should we should go see Mr. Magic Michaeldune. Then we should go by Pip's Picks, and then my parents' house, and we should try to skip M&M's, and if we can get everything at Shield House and Pip's first.
Okay, let's do that. So meet us at Magic Michaeldune's house then.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rita's going to Eged's.
Sounds good. Yep.
Okay, and the three of you are going to Shield right now?
Yep.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that sounds good. Alright, let's take a break right here. So, let's start off, since we're splitting the party, we will start off, let's do Shield House with the three of you guys. So,
Okay.
You guys go up to the door and you see the guards there, and they ask, "What's the nature of your business?"
Meeting with Governor Seagarden.
You mean Colonel Seagarden? Alright.
Yes.
Well, I suppose we could let you in. She's in a meeting right now, but if you wait in the waiting room, she'll be with you probably in 20 minutes.
Okay.
Righty. He opens the door and will guide you guys in. You are in like the general foyer / waiting area where there are some benches that you can sit against, and you see there are guards inside as well. And he closes the door and goes back to the outside. What do you guys do as you're just kind of waiting?
Rolen, can you hear him?
Hear who?
Can you hear their meeting?
I listen real hard.
Go ahead, make a perception check.
Perception. 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
Yeah, so you do hear some muffled voices against the door. I'll say you get some bits of it, yeah, for sure. Let me think. I guess with a 20, I will say actually you do recognize that it's the other person who's talking with Seagarden is the general. So General Denoth, you recognize his voice. And he's saying things. So I won't go over the conversation, but the nature of the conversation is, "This sucks for you, Colonel Seagarden. Like, I know you're legit and you're loyal. But like we have to play within the confines of the rules because we uphold them. If we don't play by them, like why are we any better? We aren't." And she agrees, and they talk about the logistics of how they're going to get the work they need to get done while following the quote-unquote punishment from the White House. So was it the White House? No. The Justices Hall. So the Justices Hall is where all of the cases get presented. And so that mandate, that ruling from them, how are the General and the Colonel going to work within those bounds and also try to handle this incoming war as well as some of the other issues inside the city. And then that kind of goes in the conversation actually about you guys too. You hear that he talks about how he met you guys in the Rogues Ward and how you guys seem to be on the investigation scent of something, like some other third party, but you guys aren't quite sure, and you don't have any definitive proof. And so he's not quite sure, and he says that it's all kind of a mess because it's hard to prioritize what's real and what's a real imminent threat because you know, there's an actual war happening, but this may be a possible partaker in that. But he doesn't know how trustworthy you guys are. There's some attitude. There's also unknown, like, yeah, you've done some things, but you also sometimes don't do things. So he's a little unsure. He wants to trust you guys, but he asks Colonel Seagarn for her opinion, and she kind of says, you know, it's touch and go sometimes. Sometimes they're on board, sometimes you guys are on board, sometimes you're not. But for the most part, she thinks that you guys are good and will try to do what's best for like the general populace, but that you guys seem a little bit rebellious and don't seem to like to play within rules and confines. And the general will kind of scoff and say, well, they're not really meant out for the city then. They're good. They've taken a good course by being adventurers, because adventurers don't have to do that. And they kind of laugh a little bit about their predicament, going back to again how if they were adventurers, they wouldn't have to play by the rules, and how it must be nice. And they kind of pass the conversation a little bit more lightheartedly. It seems like they have a good working relationship, and they respect each other mutually. And then they kind of go back into what potentially this third party could mean, if there's any potential issues. The general will bring up that it's been really hard because a lot of the infrastructure choices and management led by Grainhouse Chair has been a little bit discombobulated, and also there hasn't been a lot of communication because the chair has been sick. And he's been working with the second chair, but she's very overwhelmed, and it seems like she's meeting with a lot of different people and she's trying to do different things, but she and him haven't been able to communicate as often because she's trying to manage everything with the chair's absence of Greenhouse. And he says that's an issue because they need to work together. The general and the chair of Grain / the entirety of Greenhouse need to work together, because infrastructure is such a pivotal partner with the military, with SHIELD, for keeping Duras safe. If infrastructure fails, there will be a mess to deal with, and they're already starting to see signs of they're starting to see fallout. So water and waste management are an issue. There's transport issues, and there's communication issues with communication infrastructure, and a lot of infrastructure resources are being funneled to bolster the wall, as well as entice people to sign up with SHIELD. So more bodies for SHIELD, so you know that payment has to come from somewhere. So resources are being funneled from infrastructure. But that's bad because of the infrastructure decline of wastewater, etc. People are forced to go out, and they're forced to walk further to places around the city in order to get the things that they need, or in order to communicate certain things, despite the government's recommendation, the city's recommendation to stay inside. So things like going to the water well, going to the public outhouses, having to actually communicate with in person, like via in person, because postal communications have been slowed or are inconsistent or are delayed. So people are out, even though the city is asking people to stay inside because of the troublesome disappearances. Roads have been an issue because a lot of the cart transports that go throughout the city have to go in detours and are rerouted because it's just like the cobblestones. Streets are in disrepair. And so a lot of these issues are now coming to light because Grainhouse their chair has not been well, and he's trying to work with the second chair, so they're talking about that. Some conversation about Bornolder as well. So you'll hear that, they've sent some of their recon people out, and they've noticed that Bornolder is rallying troops, and they're in addition to what's going to be kind of like a medieval style war where a bunch of soldiers go out in a field and they all just hack away at each other, they've noticed that Bornolder also has some more strategic initiatives where they have some like guerrilla-like setups. And so then they start talking about war tactics a little bit on how they're going to utilize their smaller army here from Duras, and whether or not they need to institute a draft. And so they kind of go pros and cons about that, and both of them are inclined to not go for a draft. But the general says, like, if things start to fail, like if our war strategy does not succeed and we start to lose too many people, we may have to. And so, they kind of sadly ruminate about that. And then they talk about how the general morale of the city seems to be on edge. People are noticing that, things aren't going the way they should be. And tough times are ahead. And a lot of people are sad and scared with the disappearances. It was nice that the queen had mentioned that she has her doors open for any requests or any grievances. She may be able to personally help. So the general applauded her for that kind of like PR outreach. And it seems to have bolstered some citizens into, thinking that, we may be able to get some help. And it's just in general boosted spirits, because any interaction with Royal House is like a great pleasure for everyone who's like a standard citizen. So they just enjoy the experience as well. And the general will kind of go into his utmost respect for the queen in managing multiple roles. And you notice like a silence, and then it kind of like shifts back to normal conversation. So you kind of notice something in that tone of voice, and the colonel acknowledges as well, and she'll state the same, that she has only the best of thoughts of the queen and what she's been doing. And then that kind of ends up their conversation as the colonel says that letting the general go because they're both very busy, and the general will agree, and that kind of ends their conversation as the doors open up and the general walks out. You can see he's a little I wouldn't say surprised, but you can see he wasn't expecting you guys, but he kind of keeps his face pretty neutral. It's hard to tell that little uptick of the eyebrow when he sees you guys. He'll nod towards you guys, and then he'll leave without saying anything. As the general kind of looks towards you guys, the guard will announce that you guys have been waiting for her meeting to end to discuss something with you, and she'll nod and kind of ask you guys to enter in her quarters.
We'll enter.
All right.
I would have relayed anything I overheard to everyone there.
For sure. Yeah. You guys are all aware. Okay, so
Lots of drama.
With that, we will go to Rita. You make your way towards Eged's Blades. And any pit stops, or you're going straight there? Rita,
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Oh. Can you hear me now? Is
Yes.
that better? That should
Yep.
work. Okay. So yeah, Rita's gonna head over to Eged's. On her way, she's gonna walk around the singing stage just to see if there's anything going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe is the palace near there too? No, the palace is. Yeah, no, the palace is on the way. So she'll walk around like through the palace area, the area around the palace, just to see what's going on around the area around the singing stage. But she's not gonna stop anywhere. She's just gonna have her eyes open and make her way to Eden's.
Okay, yeah, nothing out of place or happening at the palace, and unusually so. Normally there's combat events happening at the singing stage, but there aren't any. So you notice the lack of, and then you make your way to Eged's Blades.
Do I think that's normal? Because I think every time we've been here, nothing has been happening at the singing stage.
So
Or is there often events there?
I don't know how familiar you are with the city, but
Not very.
because of the recent dangerous, like, orange alert kind of that the city's in right now, they've diminished their public events because they don't want people going out and corralling when there's the potential of them getting kidnapped. So
Right.
you
Fair.
gather that those two things are connected. But usually, because
Okay.
it's such a big stage, and you hear from other people in town, like, oh man, really missed the events at the singing stage. Like, yeah, usually they have.
Yeah, of course they do. Of course they love to watch people fighting and dying for their enjoyment. It's Duras, of course they're.
Little medieval entertainment there. Alright, so you make your way to Eged's Blades. Eged is working in his shop dutifully, and he'll kind of see that you're there in his door frame, and he'll kind of stop hammering away the ding ding in the workshop as he'll look up, take his goggles, and push them up to his forehead. Oh, I was...
Hello.
I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
You remember me? I'm Rita.
Rita, yes. He kind of snaps. Yes, that's what it was. How are you?
Yeah,
Good to see you.
I'm doing good. I just wanted to swing by and let you know that we did end up going to Vermeyen. I don't know if you heard the news.
I did. There was a town crier going through the streets. It's a relief.
Yeah. Did you want to know anything about that?
If you're willing, I didn't want to pry. I know sometimes people want to keep their business private.
I mean, it's not really a happy story, but if it would, be useful to you to hear about it, I can share.
He leans in, ready.
Yeah. Well, there were some monsters that took up residence in the mine behind Vermeyen, and when we got to the town itself proper, it was empty. It was a ghost town. We explored everywhere, and there were sounds. It seemed like ghosts or specters flittering about and making things happen. And we made our way through, and we entered some of the abandoned houses, the mayor's house, to try to find out what happened and where the people were. And all that we found were ghosts and shadows. Until we made our way into the mine. And the deeper it went, the colder it became, the darker, the more the sense of dread, this weight of horror.
You can see he's
fell
at the
upon
edge of
us.
his seat.
Began to reach the heart of the layer. There was this black moss growing along upon the walls, and we found them these awful yellow, gigantic insectoid things. They had taken some of the miners, and they hadn't killed them yet. They were wrapped up in some sort of this moss holding them still, holding them there. It was like they were torturing them, psychic, going into their minds and playing out the most horrific, awful things that could happen. That a person could do, just this ultimate horror. They were fear manifest, and we fought them. And the four of us, Death's Witness, we plunged ourselves into the heart of the lair, and I whisked myself away. I got like 3 or 4 or 5 of them to chase me around the halls, divided them. And my friends, they conquered them, and when we got back together, we finished them off. And that was it. There were like 3 survivors, and we got them out of the city. And like these other adventurers showed up. They're not really adventurers; they just kind of, they sometimes show up and follow us around, and they escorted the miners back. They were pretty helpful for that. But yeah, that was it.
Yeah, you can see there was like a teardrop in his eye. He like teared up when you were talking about the torture, and he was absolutely riveted by the story. Are you using anything on him, or you're just recounting the story?
I'm just giving him the story.
All right. So he'll kind of look towards you and clasp your hands. He'll like move forward and say, "Thank you. Thank you." He's like at a loss for words, but he seems extremely appreciative of everything we went through. He kind of wipes his tear. Sorry, please, take this as in my appreciation. And he kind of rummages through a pouch at his desk, and he'll give you a change of like, let's say, 10 gold.
I mean, that really
like
isn't
5
necessary.
silver. He just like shoves it in your hands and says, "It's not much, I know. Things are really tight with everything's happening, but please take this." And he just kind of grasps your hand and presses it. "Thank you."
All right. Are you doing okay? The city seems to be really going downhill, really fast. Are you all right?
Work has been a little bit tight. They've instituted a request for all metal workers and folks like me who are able to produce weaponry for the military for the upcoming war. It's very tough, and morale is very low. I don't know what's going to happen.
They're paying you enough for all that, right? I mean, this is your labor. This is the most important thing. They're paying you, right?
They're paying me partial now, and they mentioned that they would need to have some time to acquire funds.
Well, I don't know. It's scary out there. It's dangerous, but I think it's dangerous here too.
It seems you're strong, but please be safe out there.
Well, I want to share with you an option that, getting out of Duras, getting far away from Duras might be the safest thing to do. It's risky no matter what you do.
Get out of Duras. Leave everything I know.
Huh? Yeah.
He just kind of chuckles a little bit. I wish I was brave to do that, but I'll take my chances here. I will give weaponry, and the army will protect us. With my weapons, at least. And he gives a little chuckle, like he's confident in his workmanship.
Good luck.
He'll nod to you, and he'll kind of heave himself up as if he's gearing up for a long day, and he continues, puts his goggles back down, and will continue.
I'll head up and start making my way to the Michaeldune residence.
We we will switch back to the three at Shield House. You guys have entered the meeting room quarters of Colonel Seagarden. What do you guys say? Do?
We're gonna head out of town to take care of the mission. Did you have those items for us?
About those items, yes. Very particular and weird request. Those items will be at the Royal House for you.
Royal.
Oh, okay.
Who do we ask for?
Just say you are Death's Witness, and you're there to collect on payment. And that's it.
Oh, okay then, I guess.
Do you know if there's any necromancers at Gripply Village?
Not that I am aware of. Though we haven't had much communication with Gripply in recent days, to be honest. But, like I said, nothing I'm aware of.
Okay. I'm good with this. You two have any questions?
Nope.
Nope.
Good.
I guess we're just leaving. See ya when
All right.
see ya, I guess.
Yep. We'll probably be gone for a little bit.
She nods. It seems like her mind is a little bit elsewhere. It seems like she's thinking about different things, and she just kind of waves you guys off.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Huh? Maybe they have our stuff.
Did sound like she confirmed it was ready. We should have asked for a pass for the.
Yeah,
should ask for a
we have
pass
to go to
to
the bar
the
bridge.
bridge.
Oh no, we're good. We're just gonna bypass the bridge. We're not gonna play this game again. That guy knows me well.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll walk. We'll walk right to here, right in between the two bridges.
Yeah.
And once again, I will cast my spell that I always have prepared, Controlled Water. And I will separate the water and just walk through the middle again to Royal House.
Alright, as you head towards Royal House, you hear alarm bells, extremely loud, ringing from the towers amongst the bridge. Then you hear other bells ringing within the Royal House, premises. As you're walking across the river, you notice a whole bunch of guards lining up in front of the Royal House, spears towards you at the ready as you were walking through. Nothing is happening at the moment, but just know as you were walking through, there is a coalescing of guards.
Okay.
I put my hands up.
Yeah. Hey, we're Death's Witness, and we're here to pick up our payment. What did
Yeah.
Garden say?
Vermayan, yep. Vermayan,
Yes.
payment for Vermayan.
Yep.
Yeah, you state that to one of the four guards. Someone at the front of the guard lineup, and he will give a hand signal for everyone to kind of hold. It's like a flat palm, and he will run towards the front of the Royal House, and he will speak with someone there, another guard there, who then will go inside, and then you notice everyone's kind of at a pause. They're at arms but not shooting, and then you notice that the door opens to the Royal House. He will run through the bunch of guards that are stationed. He's out of breath, and he at the front line near you guys. He'll very loudly shout back to everyone at ease, and everyone goes back to wherever they were posted, and he kind of nods towards you and says that you're allowed through, and he'll walk you guys to the front of the royal house. And you guys will be basically transferred to the guards at the front of the house, and then they will open the door for you. I'm gonna change the map for you guys in a second.
Cool. I'll just tell the guards, like, good job as I'm passing them.
Yeah. This was Seagarden told us to give you a quick test, and everyone passed. Good job.
You can see some of them are like really proud, and then others aren't buying it.
I'll
Yeah, like
roll
half
a
and half.
deception.
Yeah, it's like half and
I'll
half.
roll a deception.
Yeah, go
I think
for it.
less. If I roll a deception, I'm going to tell you right now. I feel like less are going to buy it.
I'm pretty good at
Yep,
it.
that is correct. No one buys it.
Everything Tarvik says, Cassandra. Oh no.
Yeah.
Two.
Oh man. All right, so we'll say like one person buys it, and they're like really proud. They're like their smile is so big, it's beaming.
That's enough. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Are they a distinctive person? Can I like try to like, I don't know, memorize that one guy's face? I feel like it might be useful later.
Sure. Just make me a perception check, just to see how much you perceive of him. Yeah, you can identify him later.
Okay. Ping the red nose guard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I think it's loading. Okay, yeah, it's loaded. Those people in the top are not there. The Parabor Paramounts are not there. It's just you guys. And I put Rita.
So where do we go?
She can see. Oh yeah, you can open the door. Sorry, and they'll let you in. You see an attendant there greets you, and will ask you guys to follow him as he takes you guys towards around this big statue and back towards another set of double doors. And he will knock on the doors, they're door knockers, and he will like knock loudly 3 times, and then he will open these double set of doors into what appears to be a throne room, and he will kind of step aside and gesture for you guys to go in. And as you guys are walking in, he will say very loudly, announcing Death's Witness. And he motions you, he'll say, just like walk straight forward and stop in the circle. He'll take
Rolen,
you there. He'll take you there.
Rolen, what do I do?
Bow, like walk up and then like artsy bow like this, like mimic what I think is the appropriate like bow for me and a queen. Like
Tarvik should too, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't remember. We had all the rules the first time, and this time I honestly didn't remember any of them. So, yeah.
I wasn't expecting all this fancy stuff.
I was actually really just expecting like a man to just hand us a bag. I thought that was going to be a lot easier.
So the attendant, will basically ask you to stop here around the middle, like this fancy engraving on the floor. And after he announces you, he will bow towards the queen who is sitting on the throne, and he will make his way out. And he closes the doors behind him.
I'll also like bow to the queen.
Yeah, I'll try the bow.
You'll try the bow.
I'll bow pretty awkwardly. Yeah.
I'll do a charisma roll.
No, just kidding.
Just to see how it goes.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. A very charming bow, as one bow can be. So as you walk into this room, let me just describe it. It is a huge throne room. I think none of you have been in a royal throne room before, so this is pretty stark in contrast to other rooms. It is ornately decorated and expansive. So as you walked in, you saw like two huge statues next to the staircases, and this gold / bronze inlay on the floor here that kind of guides guests of the royal room here. And then you see in front, it further leads to the throne dais, or like the throne chair, where it's elevated it's elevated by a few steps, and then you see some columns on the steps, and then kind of semi-arcing around the room as well, holding the very tall ceiling in place. And then you notice there are two chairs, both on the left and right of the larger throne chair that is at the very middle. You see a guard standing next to the queen, and beyond you see windows that overlook into the garden as well. So you see little pieces through the window itself. And you see that kind of behind you, it arcs into two staircases on both sides that lead up what appears to be a second floor with additional doors. But that's pretty much this room. It is very regal, and like I said, I think for all of you it would be pretty jarring, like your first time in here. Let's see. You guys... Oh yeah, and there are guards. Yeah, I forget. There are guards where the tokens are. They appear to be all in a line, and then there's also some at the stairs. And the guard next to the queen, you recognize him as being the guard that's basically always by the queen. As you walk in and you've kind of bowed, the queen will say, Death's witness, welcome. Your group is comprised of a water-deep criminal, a man who's lost his world, a promising wizard, and seems the wandering minstrel is not with you. To what do I owe this expected pleasure?
I'll just whisper over to Cassandra. I thought Cassandra, or I thought Rita was the wanted criminal for a second.
You know, I think if she went to Waterdeep, she would be.
Mm-hmm.
Cassandra's just like really distracted. Yeah.
I'm the only one she likes.
Really,
Do the talking.
For real.
Yeah,
do the talking then. We shove Rolen forward a little bit.
Thank you, Your Majesty, for generously agreeing to see us. An audience with you is a great privilege. Colonel Seagarden directed us to the royal house. We humbly request to collect the reward for our work in Vermayan, so that we can continue to do good in this world.
She looks to you and kind of puts her hand on her head on her hand as she kind of leans in the royal armchair, and she chuckles a little bit playfully. She says, "Thank you very much for your intentions. I did ask Colonel Seagarden to redirect you towards the royal house to collect your goods, as I wished to just bask in your adventuring spirits. Please do give me a moment while I ask someone to fetch your goods." And she'll kind of note to the guard, who will just tap his spear 3 times, and that's it. She just kind of sits there and looks at you smiling.
Did we tell you one
While
of
back.
our stories?
If you so wish.
If only Rita were here, she'd do a much better job.
Mm-hmm.
What story should we tell?
The
you know, we
Battle
could
of
tell her.
Parabor.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's an okay one. But why don't you tell her the one about the flying fish ones, Roland?
In the Feywild.
Yeah, that like fascinate her with
what?
like yeah. You remember? Oh no, you don't remember that. Yeah, no.
Majesty. No, I remember. I remember the fish.
Oh no,
I
no, no.
don't.
Cassandra did. I
I
always
remember there
believed
are
in the
fish.
Feywild.
I
I
don't
remember you
know.
learning
Yeah.
about the Feywild for
Do you
the first
have
time,
do you
Roland.
have one to pull it out and show her?
I do. Yes, yeah, because what's his name gave them back to me. So yes, I do have the flying fish.
Um, in a magical lake near in Vermayan, near the place of such tragedy and darkness, we found a portal to a strange place, and beyond it a magical world of color and light and these flying fish swimming above our heads.
I'll open up the
Truly a
bag.
truly a wondrous glade that I'll describe in eloquent detail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell her about jumping into the pool, and the harder you swam, the less distance you made. But by relaxing and taking the current, we found ourselves in another place, and yeah, I'll tell her about the experience. I won't use the word Feywild, but I'll like describe it like that.
Awesome. All throughout, she has a smile on her face as she seems to be enjoying the story. Once you end, she'll say, "Thank you for recounting such exotic adventures. However, I must ask, what do you think of your current adventure?"
Investigating the missing people. I'm afraid that has led to a dead end.
She kind
These
of
necromancers
arches an eyebrow.
are all gonna die by my hand.
I guess I
What?
caught the part where you said they're all gonna die. I
A
didn't
little
hear the
bit.
line before that.
The
Yeah.
necromancers are all gonna die by my hand.
Are we telling everybody about the necromancers?
Cassandra is.
Maybe as you start into the like you just said, Tarvik just like I don't think we'll cover up your mouth, but like we'll like just give you a disappointed look at least.
She smirks when you say that, Cassandra, and she'll query further, and she'll say, "And what necromancers do you mean to mention of?"
The
I'm gonna tell her
creators of
story
the
Paramore.
Gloomers. Yeah, and the story of Paramore, yeah.
The Parabor onslaught, like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the several day siege of the city
Yeah.
by skeletons and other creatures of darkness and
Mm-hmm.
And the angel that randomly appeared and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Yep, absolutely the angel who was not very like talkative, but very very capable nonetheless creature.
Tarvik will stay
Showed up,
quiet, but
so-
Tarvik remembered being fairly talkative at certain
Right.
points. So.
Well, I think
Tarvik had a
was the
different
one-
experience.
Yeah, Tarvik
Yeah.
was the one who was talking. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just like the angel just sit there silently while Tarvik talked. Is that what happened? That's kind of what I remember.
I think it was, it was like telepathic or something.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
No real words spoken, just in the mind. She will listen with intent, and she seems to be absorbing all that you're saying very quickly. And it seems like she's keeping her composure. And she'll say, in response to, like, once you end the story, "Very interesting. I must say, as adventurers, I do believe you all are fit for your roles and your undertakings. However, I must give a warning. Adventurers like yourselves usually have not the experience with politics, nor should you, as it is quite dangerous to walk into a den of lions with sword swinging when power lies in the subtleties of a snarl. Do be careful of where you tread, as those in power may question your loyalties. Should you misstep, of course. And I must say, love makes you do foolish things, and being practical is best. Duty above all else. I've heard the majority of your group have the capacity to be rational and reliable. I'm looking forward to watching where those loyalties take you. And you'll see that she gives a very light tap on the right arm of her chair. And you see that this guard will come through from the doors and has presented some items for you. As she continues to talk, he kind of lays out the items. You'll see night vision goggles provided, sending stones, the pen, or the ink pen for the coiling grass tattoo, and a bag of holding. As she continues, she says, I'm looking forward to where your loyalties lie to. Oh, and Mr. Leodon, if you ever grow weary of adventuring, you may request an audience with me to discuss becoming a wizard in residence. However, with all of these items presented to you, I believe this audience is coming to a conclusion, and our city gives you thanks.
I'll thank her. Just to make sure the items do not include a cloak or a ring, correct?
Correct. Yeah, night vision goggles, sending stones, coiling grass tattoo, and bag of holding.
Okay. Extra sending stones for the group, and
That's good. Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You said what was it's not a tattoo. It's like a tattoo pen.
Yeah, it's a tattoo pen, and then basically the attunement is like making the tattoo via the pen. I think that's how
draw
it
the
was worded,
tattoo.
at least. It's in you can just Google that, and then the first thing that comes up should be the thing.
Thank you, my queenship. I do another bow.
She'll actually say a quick word to you when you say thank you, and she kind of smiles at your awkwardness, and she'll say, don't get caught, and she'll give you a wink.
Not going anywhere near there soon. It'll be fun. Thank you. Alright, let's go.
We'll just back up slowly. Slowly.
Hey, can we use the bridge?
Oh yeah, actually that would be
Can we have a bridge pass? It seems like we're causing trouble without one.
I don't know if you noticed the alarms that may continue to happen.
The alarm's of no concern for me. I am quite safe where I am. However, bridge passes are given to those of high status in the local government, not to, and I say this with the most respect, adventurers whose loyalties are not decided. If you were to prove your loyalties to the crown and the city, and we were to determine that you are our truest allies, then yes, we would provide a bridge pass.
Hmm.
You must understand, bridge access is in the center of the what word do I want to use? The center of the most important part of the city, where individuals in leadership positions must traverse and must be safe. If we allow anybody to access, we do run into some future issues.
Or we just kind of squints at this idea.
And I recommend,
don't-
if you've been causing trouble, you may find your luck wears thin if you continue to do so. Just my recommendation.
Rolen just hears a little bit under it. Tarvik's breath, something about just two bridges. We can take out two bridges.
Yeah, like incredulous. Two bridges?
Oh, wait. Yeah. I can destroy two bridges if I want to destroy two bridges. It would not be that hard.
Roland just sighs and
Rolen
bows to
could
the
burn down
queen.
two bridges pretty easily. You almost burned down the whole library. It'd be pretty easy to burn down two bridges.
Burn down the library, bickering as we leave.
Yeah. You hear like a chuckle from the queen.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me sad you think I burned down the library. I didn't burn down the library. Very important
You say that
part
outside.
of my background. Yeah, that I did not, in
false
fact, start the
accused.
fire that burnt down the library.
Yes, Roland, I believe that you are not capable of burning down any structures.
Right. Definitely
Mhm.
not
That
bars.
is not the point. Just because someone's capable doesn't mean they did it, and you implying that I did it.
Roland, I've seen you in full control of your powers, and when you are in full control, you definitely have not burned down any structures.
But I wasn't 100% complete for control. I went for that building to burn down. Like, the implication that we didn't know it was coming down, is not at...
Roland fumes
Lord.
the entire way to
Yeah.
Magical Michaeldunes about his ability to burn down anything.
There's like cartoon smoke blowing out of his ears.
Cassandra just playing with her goggles.
Yeah.
I'm giving you all
Tarvik's
things.
fully sticking his hand into the bag, and he will tell you all of you in so again, this bag is just for heads, just the head bag.
Just the head bag? Oh,
It can
that
hold
makes
so
No.
much more.
Yes, it can hold many heads. We're gonna be gone for a while. How many gloomers do you think we're gonna kill? Bernard may not even have a price on the gloomers' heads, or it might not be as good. These are all very
Would
important
the head
things.
still degrade in the bag?
I don't know. We'll figure that out.
I think so.
He will take his 12 empty head sacks and put them into the bag. Though.
Nice. They fit very snugly
That-
in there. New home.
Yep.
Do you each have one of the new sending stones, so now you can send to each other?
Oh yeah, Tyrick.
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
send to each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everyone should have one. I have one for Rita, you two have one for each other.
Okay.
And then I guess I'll carry around Rita's tattoo pin until I see her.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're just meeting her up here, so we'll just zoom along.
Awesome. So you guys make your way towards Magic Michaeldunes, and you'll find Rita has kind of been there. Rita, how have you been spending your time here?
Rita has just been plucking away at pick. Found a nice bench to sit at, and has just been playing a little ditty, something like that.
Nice. So you walk up to Rita, just kind of fiddling around with her music. She's just kind of been waiting for you guys, it seems. you guys meet up with her.
I'll say, I'll show her the pin and like present the tattoo pin to her, and
Oh boy! Look at that!
look at that. The queen seems appreciative of our efforts.
The queen?
Who is has open doors at the moment, taking audiences from the members of the city.
So you wait. You
We
guys
had to go see the
just
queen
went
to
to
get the stuff.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that sounds like a trap. But I mean, it seems like it's okay.
Well, we would have been
Kind of
fine.
Oh,
was.
okay.
They told
the
us
last
that
time-
we had to use the normal bridges.
I mean, the last time something like that happened, we all got arrested. So it's a good thing. I'm happy that you guys are here and safe. It's good.
We did decide collectively that we are going to burn down some bridges. So get
Okay.
ready for that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm game. Wait, what bridges? I love
Probably
burning
just
bridges.
the two.
The
Just
two
probably
middle ones.
just the two special bridges by Shield House. But honestly, I would also be open to just burning down all the other bridges and making them open up the main bridges for everybody else. So
Okay.
we'll keep that in mind. Maybe when we come back, we'll blow up some bridges.
Does
Yes, this is
anyone else want the tattoo? I mean, I will happily take it. It's really cool. But,
It's your reward. It's what you requested for good work for Mayan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they got shit. They got goggles and a bag of Pauline, and they got things they asked for.
Yeah.
All right.
This is just for heads, though. Just
Oh.
heads only.
Head bag.
Head bag.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find what you were looking for at was it Edgar's?
Yeah. Eged's.
Eged's?
Yep. He's like working like double hours to make weapons for the army, and they're not paying him. But he seems pretty happy about it, so I don't know what to do. But he appreciated hearing about it. And, he gave some coin, which I didn't really want to accept, but I think it wasn't a lot.
That works. We should, we still don't know how to get into this tower, do we?
No.
Do we try to solve that?
You could send to him and just tell him to open up.
Someone else could send it out, so they'd...
I mean, I think what we can do is we can thaumaturgy from outside so that he hears us. We'll just let him know that if he wants to keep owlbear, then he doesn't have to let us in.
I think that will actually probably do the trick just fine.
Sure. Can you thaumaturgy?
Yeah, I'll go
I can-
ahead.
I'll thaumaturgy as well, so we'll just do it at the
Okay,
same
so
time.
we'll just double thaumaturgy. Okay,
Mhm.
great.
What do you say? Exactly that. Like together.
Yeah.
Hey,
pretty
Michael, if you want to keep owlbear, don't let us in.
Mm-hmm. Also, if you don't want the last part of your payment and you just accept that owlbear is your payment, that's also okay with us.
You wait a few beats and you see a door appear and open in front of you. And you see Michaeldune sitting in his chair, and he just deep sigh. Hello. And you guys are able to walk in. Oh, I'm not in your map here.
Nope.
There you go. So you
We're
guys
able to walk in here.
Right. Yep.
There we go.
How's owlbear doing?
Yep, how's he been doing?
I guess he's fine. Let me get him for you. Get my mushrooms.
I got him. I'll pull up the mushrooms.
Alright. So he goes downstairs and will leave you guys here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, we'll just stay right here.
You wait like maybe 1 or 2 minutes, and you'll hear like a chain and heavier footsteps than him, as well as his footsteps, and you see him. Wait, how long you casted him as something?
It was only polymorph as a chihuahua or something like that.
Yeah, there was a
Mhm.
Chihuahua polymorph. It lasted an hour, which is probably just enough time to like get him to
Get
Michael
him
Dune's
here.
here.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you will hear chains, and you see him dragging a begrudging owlbear, and you.
Oh, he wants to stay. Aw.
Look at that.
As soon as he sees you guys, though, the owlbear, he like immediately stops fighting against Michaeldune and will like jump to you guys. Charvik with the
Aw.
perception, you see like red smears on the foot of the owlbear.
He got hurt or like painted.
you look a little bit closer, and it seems like it's blood, but the owlbear is not injured.
Oh, okay.
Are you okay, Michaeldune?
Why do you ask?
Well, this isn't his blood. I'll show him. Look, show him that.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Have you been feeding him?
Do you have rats? Did he like step on a rat?
I gave him a pouch of rations.
Did you like that, good Alan Bear? Was that yummy? I'm like petting him and rubbing his face.
He seems happy to see you guys, and he does not like Michaeldune.
Oh, it is.
You know,
Oh,
you know, Mikey. Before we go,
Ugh,
there's.
It is Michaeldune.
Oh, sorry, Michael
I
Dude.
have no nicknames.
Of course. Mikey, before we go, there's a puzzle that you might be the only one in the city who's smart enough to solve. Do you want to hear about it?
Sure, but I want the mushrooms you promised me.
oh, yeah. Also, unrelated to the puzzle, there's a certain teacher who may be interested in you. She lives in she needs to acquire property, but she'll be once she acquires property, you and her newly adopted daughter would be a great fit. And I'll hand over the mushrooms to him.
I'm not interested.
Well, there you go, Rolen.
We're not giving up on you, Mr. Magic Michaeldune. We think you could be a good, interesting